what did chart recorders have to do with cows? And what was the name of the product?
That's music to my ears.
Oh,
Forget that one.
yeah, no, we're gonna keep that one.
Take that one out. It's interesting, isn't it? You think of a chart recorder, think pretty humdrum, really, but it truly got you into every facet and every application you could possibly imagine. And I don't quite remember how this began now. This was in England, but we had a call one day, and it was from some agricultural enterprise. And again, going back to the power industry, there'd been an advance within the power distribution systems throughout the United Kingdom in the 60s and 70s, and a complete revamping of power generation and power distribution.
Yeah.
And that led to a lot of electrical pylons being installed throughout the country. And you keep in mind the size of these things, and they're typically installed in open spaces. Farmland is a great spot to put them, in fact. And so you'll find a pylon in a field, and draped across the pylons are the cables carrying the power. But underneath the cables, it probably is a cow field.
Yeah. And
the challenge, it turned out that there was an induced power into the ground from the magnetic field around the cable. And most cows, if they're lucky, have 4 legs. And it turns out that there was a potential difference between the cow's front legs and its back legs when it was in a field where there was a power distribution cable running over the top of it.
Yeah. And
some of the cows were electrocuted and sadly died. And this was a real problem. So, and there are a lot of insurance issues and a lot of investigation as to why it was happening. In the beginning, nobody realized what was happening until they did. So we got a call to say, is there any way to measure the potential difference between the front legs and the back legs of a cow?
Yeah.
So we built a recorder with an AC input channel, measuring a very low voltage. And we tested it out, and we'd put 2 stakes in the field and measure the difference between the 2 stakes, which were roughly the length of a cow, and realized that we could measure this.
Yeah.
And sure enough, we offered the Moo recorder, and it became a real product.
And did you guys label it that? Like, was there a?
That was the fun label in the company. It was a serious business. Although it sounds funny, but it was we would get a call in the sales office to say we got another call from Moo recorder, but in fact it was just an AC voltage recorder.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to this episode of Automation Experts. Automation Experts is sponsored by Neal Systems, your process controls and industrial automation provider in Northeastern United States. Learn more at nealsystems.com.